Woo! Yes, 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 we are live. Hello, 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 and welcome to Global Conversation with Fabulous Camille. Hi, guys. And today, you guys going to be laughing your head off because the guy that's coming on, oh boy, wives, I don't know why I did this, but a few people asked me, what is it that your husband do with your exchange student? And I'm like, do you really want to know? And then we put a post out and I got over 100 questions that was asked. What is this man doing with the students and why? So I've decided that we're going to have a conversation with him and he's going to tell you all about it. But before we do that, I want to make sure you guys understand that JD3 TV is here. It's taken over and I wanted to introduce you to it. So take a look. Let's go, Nim.
Have you ever thought of yourself as a TV star? The host of your own television show, someone who delivers meaningful content to a global audience. Are you ready to amplify your life? JD3 TV will greenlight your new show right now. And you don't need a Hollywood agent, you don't need a lot of money, and you can even be new to producing. When we greenlight your show, we will provide you with all the tools you need to produce it quickly and easily. And then you will have a series on one of the newest, most exciting streaming platforms in the world. Sign up for JD3 TV today. Become a part of our global community, and we will greenlight your show.
Can you believe that? You don't have to be this big production because JD3 TV take care of it. So, in the studio is waiting. So, let me go ahead and just let him introduce himself. I want to introduce to you my friend, my business partner, and also my husband, Mr. Rob. Come on in. Let's have a conversation. People are waiting to hear what you have to say. Bring him in. Oh boy. I know people are waiting to hear what you got to say. Why these people
About
want to hear from you, I don't know.
what I want to hear. Hear about what?
Oh my God. Well, so introduce yourself to the audience so they can understand a little bit more about who you are.
Simple. Albert Rob, wife of fabulous Camila.
And you're gonna be serious about this.
I'm,
Don't get
I'm,
wild with me.
I'm Garden of Wonders. I'm a realtor, construction worker. I do a lot of stuff. So, what are we gonna focus on today?
Today we want to talk about you being a host dad.
A host that. Okay.
Yes. So the first question is, why did you make this big decision to be in charge or responsible for all these students that you have coming into your home from all over the world?
Why? It's hard to say why, but we've been taking care of kids for the past 20 something years. The host dad came about because my daughter went to Europe and she stayed with the host parent. And when she came back, she was happy, she was excited. The the family that she stayed with took very good care of her. She didn't have to worry about anything. She was happy and she said, "Dad, we could do this." So basically, that's where it started.
Now, with you taking care of these s- students, what have you learned from them?
What have I learned? I don't think we have enough time to. What have I learned? I learn a lot. I learn different culture, different food. I learn there's no one word that I could say that what have I learned. I've learned so much, you know. I've learned so much. There's nothing I can't just tell you specifically what I've learned. So much. I learn a lot every day. Even today, I've learned something new.
Okay, so I have a question from that came in. So they want to find out with the student that you are taking care of, are how different are they from your children that you have?
Oh, different. The only
Mhm.
difference is they from another country and from another culture. But when they come here and I pick them up from the airport or they enter my home, they become my kids. So there's no difference. It's just that they're not my biological kids, but when they here, as long as they stay, they become my kids. So I treat them as if they're my kids. It don't matter if they 11 or 52.
Hmm. Now, here comes another question. So, what difference are you making in these students' lives that come to your home?
Well, I think that question would go more would be better answered by the student. But for me, what I've seen and learned is that they see that you don't have to be their mom and their dad to make a difference, or you don't have to be their dad to show them love. You don't have to be their dad to take care of them. And this is one of the things that I've learned from them. A dad could be their biological dad, or their dad could be a host dad in another country. So that's what I got from the experience.
Okay, I have another question that just came in. What do you love most about what you're doing?
What do I love most?
Hmm.
What do I love most is when they go back home and they use the things that they learn from me to better their life. When they say you changed my life, or you do something that makes me think different. So whatever positive thing that they learn from being here, that's a good thing.
Now, what are some of the things that you teach them when they're here?
I th- One of the main thing I try to teach them about life, you know the importance of life, the importance of time. And I teach them about garden, planting a seed and watch it grow, and able to feed yourself, to take care of yourself from the earth. That's one of the things that I teach them. I try to teach them.
Okay. Now, I have I have Miss Shirley. She said, I want to ask him a question personally. I'm like, okay. So let me see if I can get her to come on over. And if she comes in, then she can ask. She says she wants to ask you a question herself, not from me. But here comes another question. What was one of the most intense moment that you have with your student? One of the most intense.
Most intense. Oh, there's a
One.
lot of there's a
I
lot of
know, just
intense.
one.
One of the most intense. What do you call intense? Intense, like intense moment with my students. So I came home from work and walk in the backyard, and there was a bunch of girls swimming in the pool naked. That was one of the most intense. So I
And
I got
And
back.
what happened?
I turned around, went back in the truck, and I called Camille. I said, "We got a problem. There's a bunch of girls naked in your pool, and what? I can't go home." That was one of the most intense.
Because in s- in some culture, they are okay with being naked, and we are not okay with nakedness.
Yeah, that was intense.
That was intense.
Yeah.
So, as a father, here comes another question. As a father, what was one of the experience that you had when you had just girls? What was one of the experience
That,
that you
that
had?
was one of them. I just said.
The questions are coming in, and I'm asking them as they're coming in. So,
Okay, so there's other experience to where you have to sit down with them and talk about and play the dad role, you know. So this is another person from a different culture, and they asking you questions about boyfriend and stuff like that, and you gotta answer that, and you gotta people to understand in different culture things are different. The rules in their culture is different from the rules here. So you get a person from Europe says, "Oh, I got a boyfriend. I'm 16." And we're like, "What is a boyfriend? What does that mean? You have a boyfriend?" "Oh, a boyfriend." I was like, "No, you got to explain to me what do a boyfriend mean." So this is some of the things that I go through with the girls and
so I have a student just asked the question. What was your favorite student?
what was who was my favorite student.
Yes.
They're all favorite. There's no favorite. I yet to sit down and think of who is the favorite. I've never that never come to my mind to say who is my favorite. They're different personality. We go through different things. There's some student that I spend a lot of time with. There's some student that I did different things with. So they're all favorite. There's no one favorite.
Okay, here comes another question. What was the most difficult student you've ever had?
Who was the most difficult student? I don't know. I think I have that student right now. so, so I, I thought a year ago I had a difficult student, but at this moment I have another difficult student. So that's still in a toss up to figure out which one is more difficult.
So I have another question. This is from another student. He said, so pops, what make you do what you do and continue to do what you do?
And it go back to my daughter. She was a student ambassador. She went to Europe, and the family took care of her, and she had fun. So I want to do that, and it wasn't planned. I didn't get up one day and said I want to do this. It just happened, and over the years, the experience and you're able to change lives and make a difference in a person's life. It's what makes me do it and keep doing it. The success stories from different kids just spending a few moments with me and changing their life that makes me want to do it more, huh? So
Now, we have a student. He would love to come live, but it won't allow him. And he asked, no, he said, make sure I'm saying it right. He said, Pops, you have taught me a lot. You taught me how to love, you taught me how to give, but most of all, you taught me how to keep my dreams. I am now playing my music like you told me to.
pops, not many kids call me pops.
Okay. So you know exactly who I'm talking about. And he said, because of you, now I am playing in front of thousands of people and making my money through
he,
music.
he's gonna make me cry.
Well, I guess he wanted to make you cry. So tell me a little bit about this young man that.
And with all my kids, I try to listen to them and find out what what's their desire, in life, what you want to do in life, what is your passion, what makes you happy. See, a lot of time kids, the parents want the kid to do this and they want them to do that. They want them to be a doctor, they want them to be a lawyer, but at the same time, what do the kid want? So I try to balance it. So I said, okay, y- you gotta make your parents happy, so do what they want, but at the same time, do what you want. So it's gonna be a tough road, but you have to try to balance it. So you're gonna do a little bit of what you want and do a little bit of what they want, and try to meet in the middle. So accomplish your dreams, but at the same time make them happy. So I try to balance that scale. So
Okay, so I have a question from a mom. She said, as a father, when you have a daughter that come to you and ask you questions, are you comfortable answering question or do you let them go to mom for the question if the question is for dad?
if the question is for that, yeah, I try to answer it, and yeah, if the question for me, yeah, I answer it. And I encourage them, and I talk to them as a dad. I give them a dad, not only a dad, I give them a man opinion, I give them a boyfriend opinion, I try to answer it based on life and based on what's going on. If it's something that they got to go to mom, yeah, I'll tell them to go to mom. No, no, no problem. My daughter come to me, oh, no, 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 I don't want to hear that, go to your mom. So
Okay, goes another one. It says, what is one of the most interesting student you have that keep you guessing yourself? These questions are crazy.
Well, they all are interesting. They all makes you think, because they're all different. you, we dealing with different personalities, different attitude. And for as an international host, dad, you dealing with different culture. So they all have you thinking, and you have to sometimes sit back and listen. The main thing, sometimes you have to sit back and listen to what they're saying, and then try to solve the situation, because they're all different. Uh, we talking people from all over the world, different culture, different attitude, different behavior. So it's a very interesting and a learning process, but you have to be calm and listen a lot of times. Pay attention to body language.
So here comes another question. Have you ever gotten mad at any of the students? Hey,
No,
I'm asking the question as they
no,
come.
I get upset, but I try my best. I can't get mad, you know, because like I said, we deal with different people, different understanding, and different culture. So I, I get mad at my kids, but with exchange students, you can't get mad. It's just I get upset, and I say, hey, don't do this and don't do that. If I get mad, they're not gonna be here. So that's and I tell them that if I'm gonna get mad, you are not gonna be here. You're gonna go back home. So no, I get upset. Yeah,
Oh,
but
here comes another question. Have you ever had to send a student home?
no, no, no. We never. We threatened to send them home, and things change. But I've never sent any student home.
And here comes another question back to back. Now, have you had a student that made you get to the point that you had no other choice but to send them home? The question
We
becomes,
never send a kid home. We try to solve it to the last. Never send a kid home.
how many children have you ever had in your home at one time?
At one time, it was eight. Yeah, I think it was 8 kids here at one time. Yep,
Wow.
different
Hey,
country. That's the most one of the most memorable time that I could say 8 kids from.
okay, another question just came. How many students have you ever had in different country? How many country do you have students from?
Poland, Sweden, Spain, Congo, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, China, Japan, Brazil, Spain, Russia, Germany. I could go on and on.
I'm asking the question as they come in, okay? So so tell me something funny that happened with one of your student that you're still laughing about to till this day.
There's many funny moments. So I'm gonna give you a recent funny one. One of my students never cooked before, so all the kids that comes here, it don't matter who they are, where they're from. One of the thing is they have to cook because a lot of these kids don't know how to cook. They don't know nothing about cooking. So my student would decide, oh, you're gonna cook. So he said, oh yeah, I'm gonna cook. So he called home. He called his mom to help him to cook, and his sister came on the phone and she says, my brother is cooking. Don't heat it. You're all gonna die. I said, that's pretty. And he cooked. We ate, and I'm still here.
We didn't die.
Didn't die. So that one of the
Oh
fun
my
moments.
god.
But there's several funny moments. Like 8 kids here, World Cup going on, and everybody's cheering for their own country. So there's a lot of funny moments.
What is one of the most precious moment that made you cry? And we want to hear the truth.
Oh,
I'm reading
we
them
just
as they come.
we just went through that.
Well, they asked this. This is a different
And
question. They asked them differently.
and precious. I could give you a happy, precious moment. Um, One of my kid, he fulfill his dream of doing what he want to do, and he was excited. He got to fulfill his dream because of not because, but with the things that I encourage him to do. That was one of the moment that I cried. Another moment was 2020 when I take one of my kids to the airport, and he was dressed in a full body suit, covered
Mhm.
up, you know, and that was one of the things that make me cry, that because it was COVID 2020. I left him at the airport. He had mask on,
Oh, that's the one that
covered,
was with the hazmat suit.
hazmat. Yeah, it looked like he was getting ready to go to war. So that
Mhm.
that was one of the things that. So that was a sad cry, and then the happy cry. So
Okay, this question says, how long have you had one student stay with you for?
uh, over 4 years. uh,
And the other one says, how can I come to your house? The question said, "How can I come to your house and stay at your house?" Oh my gosh! He's asked a question. You got to answer it.
Usually end up by what recommendation or referral. Or a friend bring him over. Hey, I got a friend that need a place to stay. But
Okay.
he show up tomorrow. He's welcome. Whoever it is, he or she.
Have you ever had a student that was transferred from another home, and why?
Oh, I have several students that's transferred from other home because they weren't comfortable and they want to come here because they think they will be more comfortable. There's different reasons why I have several students that transfer here. It's comfort. A lot of it is because of comfort.
So, what was one of the reasons why the student had to leave the home?
They
Did they
weren't
tell you?
comfortable. The
What was the
treatment
situation?
they didn't like the treatment. See, a lot of people you have these kids and do those exchange students. You got to understand that they're you got to treat them like your kid. They're here, they're away from their family, they don't speak the language. So the language alone is makes them feel uncomfortable. They don't speak the language, they don't understand a lot of things you're saying, so you have to find a way to make them comfortable. And that's the key. They got to be comfortable. you know
Now, Miss Shirley just showed up. So she wanted to ask you questions herself. So I want to introduce to you Miss Murray. Hi.
Hello, hello,
hello,
hello.
hello, sister, how you doing?
I'm doing amazing. And you?
I'm good, great, and everything's good.
All right, I've been enjoying the conversation from here.
That's good.
And it's just like I was telling Camille that, wow, this is going to be an awesome one on the hot seats. So, Fabulous is having you on the hot seats. And of course, in
uh,
partnership, I'm also
it's,
here.
it's, it's getting hotter.
So,
I'm asking the question as they message me. So
okay.
you could go
All
ahead and
right.
ask them whatever you want. I'm just here to listen now.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, so Mr. Rob, I've
Yes,
actually been enjoying the conversation from back here,
that's good.
and I just want to ask you, in all these years that you have been the fabulous dad, have there
I
ever
like
been
it.
a
I
time,
like it.
yeah, have there ever been a time where you sit down and say, no, I don't think I can continue with this, with regards to, I know you've seen a lot of attitude and character from different children from different backgrounds. Have there ever been a time that you just called Fabulous and said, no, I don't think we can continue in this? Has there ever been a time like that where you
And
feel, no, I think we should do something different?
and I think about I said it to her, but uh, it's not based on the kids. It's based
Okay.
on, I said to her, like, why are we doing this? Because our kids are grown. They they're on their own. They taking care of themselves. And I said to her, I said, we don't have to do this. We could just sit down, just enjoy life, just travel the world, and just
Mhm.
relax. And she says, is that what you want to do? I was like, yeah. And she said, what about these kids that need help? I was like, okay. But you know so the thing is, when I look at their face, and when I hear about the changes that happen, the difference that we make in their life, yeah, I want to go on.
Hmm.
you know.
Hmm.
So it's there. That's one of the things. The stories, you know, the when they send back a text and says, "Oh, I'm gonna be a better person," you know. You make me see life in a different way. Those
Hmm.
is those words make me want to go on, you know.
Hmm.
But other than that, yeah, I'll go sail around the world and relax.
And just like you were saying before I came in, from my own perspective, I want to hear from you anyway. But from my own perspective, I believe that you were called to do this because, like I used to tell people, God had already programmed our lives. Some things that happen in our lives are not by accident. It has been predestined by God. And that's why you see it, you embrace it, and of course, you explore with it. Now, particularly with what you do as a gardener in the lives of these children, now I'm talking about, I believe you have been called to do this. But what's your own belief on this?
Yeah,
What's your
I
take?
believe that. I believe that too. Yeah, it wasn't planned. You know, I'll get up and I say to my wife, I'm like, what, how this happened? You know? But it wasn't planned. You know, I think is the doing. It's God's work. You know, we were put in this position to do this, and every day it changed, and I love doing it. You know, but it's God's work. It wasn't planned.
Okay, somebody just said, I wish you could have been my mentor when I was in school. Woo,
Ooh.
love
Yes.
that. Hmm.
Oh.
Coach
See
Rochelle just said that. So you see the impact that you
Ooh.
the
are
impact
doing
that
is
you're making.
Yeah.
Okay, so very quickly, based on the impact you are making in the lives of these children, children from all walks of life, from different countries, different families, different everything. Where do you wish to see this, which you and Fabulous has started, just like a joke? Where do you wish to see this in 10 or 20 years to come? The greater impact that you wish that you guys could make together.
I would I would love to see more people do the same thing. Not only here but all over the world.
Okay.
Because we need that connection, you know. Kids come here and meet each other for the first time and create a lifetime bond,
Hmm.
you know. So if we could do this to where we create friendship for life, e- even though we're different culture, different thinking, different, we are different, but if
Mhm.
we could create those bonds to where we have friends all over the world, we could change and build a generation that love and respect each other for who they are and what they do, not by the way they look. You know.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's one of the things that I love people to do all over the world. You know, I have we have kids that comes here and go back home and come back and vacation and bring gift for another kid that they met here, you know, because it's something sentimental. And we have another kid that went home and went to go visit a friend in another country to spend
Hmm.
summer with because they met here. So, and these are lifetime friendship, you know. And for me, I we traveled all over, and I could get up tomorrow and go to a country and land at the airport and make a phone call and says I'm here, and they say, okay, we coming to get you. You know, I don't have to worry about where I'm gonna stay or who.
Hmm.
So these things are so powerful, to make those connections, and that's what I love other people to do, and make a difference in the younger generation, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. And of course, there's no better way, for you to have put that other than to encourage everyone. Like a sweet sister used to say, each one teach one. So we
Yes.
need to start from somewhere. You
Yep.
have started the journey, others need to also emulate what you have done so that together we could have a world filled with love, positive love,
Yes.
for each other, irrespective of where we come from, irrespective of our color, of our language, of our
Yes.
ethnicity. Now, I want to take you back again, to your family, because I know you have grown up children. And because I remember, I think I've asked Fabulous, I said, where are your children? What's their take on all of this? Like you look around with videos and all of that, you see other children everywhere. What happens to them? How do they feel? That's where I'm going to. How do your children feel when you have all of these children around and they are not like, don't you think they are taking my parent away from me? You know, how do you feel with all of that? And
See, the thing is that before the exchange student, we had a daycare. So we
okay.
were taking care of kids 20 something years ago with the daycare. So my son, he when we had a home daycare. So my son, his thing was he had a lot of brothers and sisters because he have all these kids that come and share his home with him. So for him, he have brothers and sisters all over the world, you know. So whenever he come to visit and the kids are here, and he come in, he says, "Yeah, I'm Albert, and I'm the first." You know, my daughter will come and my daughter was just here a few minutes ago, I hope, and she'll come and she'll say the same thing. She said, "I'm Monique, I'm the first." So that's their thing. But they love it and they embraced it because they grew up with it. So at the same time, they have friends all over the world,
Yeah,
you know, and not
they
only
have
friends,
brothers and
they have
sisters.
brothers and sisters all over the world, you know. So they love it, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
I really love to hear that you have been able to, put them, and of course make them understand that, come, this is what we do. And absolutely, you're the first. Nobody will take your place. But
Yeah.
then, these guys are your brothers and your sisters around the world. That I want Fabulous. I want to give the space to Fabulous to, a chip in, a question, because I can see her mouth. She want to ask
So,
something. Yeah.
yeah, because they're asking me questions. They're sending message to my phone. I'm getting message sent to me. So, of course, Rochelle said we are different, but we all are from God children. So you know what that
Yes.
means. We're all God
Yes.
children. Now we have one that just so I heard that you guys do a lot of dancing at home. What is it that I no? I heard you do a lot of dancing at home, but can you really dance?
No, I can't dance. I just move.
That's dancing now, because you
I
can't you
move.
can't dance when you don't move. So that's
Yeah,
dancing on its own.
no, you have people that move with style. I just move.
That's
That's funny.
interesting.
So we always have different stuff that happen. The boys will dress him up and they look like I leave in 1 minute, I come back, he's dressed up in a whole outfit and he'll sit with the kids and you know full conversation, and I love that about him because he's so focused on what they want and what they're about. It's amazing how when you see these things, how it makes you feel. Now, as your students go and come, they're talking about dancing. So, we're gonna see a little clip.
The moves.
I got y'all. I get y'all doing it.
You know what she said? She said, I'm the controller for you. If you see any guys in the road, you're gonna look back because you don't look to the girl. Like a challenge. And you see me like a piece of sugar.
What side?
So that picture that you just saw, that was Mr. Rob and his boys when we had Ramadan. So he didn't do Ramadan, I did. I went on the fasting, but he was the one that helped make sure the food was cooked for them. And I
In the
mean,
Ramadan.
yeah. And the one thing I've learned to respect with him, he goes above and beyond to make sure these students are taken care of. When I travel, he's mom and dad, you know, and he tried to make sure everything stay on the same level as if I'm there. And I just had to say, I give my hat off to you because you're not only my husband, but you're a super dad. You take good care of these boys and girls. And all my students love him. They all love him. I've never had a student that will come and say anything bad. I've never heard it. They say he's strict, but they say I'm strict too. So, when they can't do what they want to, but he has been amazing with the children, and I love what I see when I see him do it. He makes them happy.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
happy.
it's amazing, to actually see the great works that the two of you are doing. And the first time I met Fabulous, she was so loud about it. Me and my husband are into this, and I really loved it because each time I see couples coming together to do stuff and of course succeeding in it, it makes me happy because of course, if you look around, we rarely find couples that are actually doing things together and succeeding in it. There's often issues about money, about this, about just disagreement here and there that will just make them break up. But when you see those that are coming together in agreement with love, with like the ones I see with you two, it calls to be celebrated. Now, the global dad you have become, what are those things or words of advice you would want to give to parents around the world? Because you have parented children from different part of the world. And of course, you have learned their culture, their, a lot of things about them, behavior, character, and all of that. And there may be some things I wish the parent would have, known better to maybe groom this child better in this way or that way. What would be your advice? You know, in all that you have seen, different character from parents around the world, what would be your advice to parents in order for them to become better parents to their children?
One of the main thing I've learned is listen. Listen.
Okay.
Sit down and listen. Talk to your kids and listen to what they're saying, you know, and don't force your opinion and your belief on your kids. Teach them
Mm.
teach them all the good you can.
Hmm.
Teach them all the right things, but don't force your beliefs and your opinion on them.
Hmm.
Teach them and listen to them, because sometimes the things that you want them to do is not what they want to do. And
Hmm.
if they don't want, if you trying to force them to do something that they don't want to, a lot of time they're going to end up doing nothing, because they're going to stuck in the middle. It takes a strong person, a strong kid, to really pull and do what their parent want just because of what their parent want. And I see so much time where the parent want the kid to do this. You're supposed to do this. You got to do this. But no, listen to what they want. Okay, if
Hmm.
they want to do so long as it's nothing bad, and they're not gonna hurt themselves, and they're not gonna get in trouble, listen to what they want to do and encourage them, and or try to balance it. Like I said, try to balance it. But sometimes what they want to do is gonna benefit them more than what you want them to do. You
Hmm.
know. So and I've seen that. But just listen to them. One of the main things, just sit and listen. Don't be a parent, but also be a friend,
Mm.
because they need a friend and they need a parent. So you have to find out, okay, today am I gonna be a parent or am I gonna be a friend? If they need a friend at that time, be that friend. Go to the movies, sit down and talk, sit down and listen. When it's time for a parent, be the parent. Hey, you can't do that, you can't go there. I'm a parent today. But at the next time, be that friend. Because
Hmm.
if you're not that friend, they are gonna go find that friend
Somewhere.
somewhere. And it probably be not the right person for them.
Mhm.
So you have to find the balance to be the friend, be the parent. Okay, you can't be one. You got to be both. But at the same time, like my mom always says, I'm your mom, and I'm gonna show you tough love. I'm gonna love you to the end. But when it's
Hmm.
time for that tough love, that discipline, I'm gonna give it to you. But I'm gonna give it to you with love.
Mm.
Okay, so those are the things that a lot of parents would understand,
Wow.
and yeah,
Powerful nuggets you just shared there. For us as parents, sometimes it's not easy to balance it out, honestly.
yeah,
Sometimes it's not easy to balance
no,
it.
no, it's not, and in these days, it's much harder to balance it, because you're competing with a lot of different resources. You know, you're competing with your friend, you're competing with the internet, social media. There's so much things you are competing with. So, and I always tell bu- my friends with kids, even my students that come here that have kids, because I have students that have kids, and I tell them, spend as much time as you can with your kid, because though that's more important than the money you spend.
Mhm.
And teach them all the good you can, because they're gonna learn the bad on their own. Okay.
Gonna learn the bad on their own.
Yes. So teach them all the good you can, because they're gonna learn the bad on their own. And in these days, there's more bad competing with your good. So spend as much time and teach them all the good you can. Yes.
So real.
Today's broadcast with you has been phenomenal. In fact, the topping on the ice, there's been this message for parents:
Yep.
teach them all the good you
All the
can,
good you can.
because they're going to learn the bad on their own.
Yeah.
Out there, there's a lot of things,
That's a
so
lot of
many
it.
factors, so many vices. The
Yes.
internet is there, peer group pressure, all sort of things are out there.
Yep.
But all you have to do, spend quality time
Yes. So
with your
important.
children, be present in their life. Because like somebody asked me one day, I'm around, yeah. We live together in the same house, but you're not present in the things that concerns them. Like Mr.
Mhm.
Fabulous has said, be their friend and also be their parents. Some days you can, lose yourself and forget that you're the parent and play, you know, play
Yeah.
hide and seek if possible. Just
Oh
play
yeah.
around and let them feel free with
Yep.
you.
Mhm.
And with that, it will give them that comfortable environment where they can come to you, share their feelings, share their minds, and of course, even advise you. Because sometimes as parents, you may feel we know all, we know everything.
No,
Like,
we learn. I learn a
yeah,
lot from my
Fabulous,
kids.
Mr. Fabulous now has said that sometimes you listen, yeah, listen to them all the time and don't force them to do the things you want them to do that are good for you. Don't force them. So sometimes allow them, to also take decisions for themselves.
Yeah,
Oh wow, thank you so very much,
you're
Mr.
welcome. It's my pleasure.
Fabulous.
Mr. Fabulous.
I choose to call
I
you
like, I
that.
like
Mr.
that.
Yes,
Fabulous.
yeah, you have been the fabulous she has robbed you her fabulous that made you more fabulous as a dad and of course as a husband, as a partner in business, as everything.
As,
So
as the Garden of Wonders.
as the
Mr.
garden of
Garden of
wonders.
Wonders.
Yes.
Well,
All right, fabulous she, over to you.
thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you coming and asking him the question because I want him to hear it from you and not from me. Because then
I'm sorry I came in late.
it's
I had
okay.
no, I had, don't worry, we're gonna do this again.
That's
Hmm.
right. We are going to do this again. It was such a pleasure. But before we go, I wanted to make sure you guys know about what's getting ready to happen with us and JD3 TV. So take a look.
Fine. So, mm.
I already feel younger being back here.
There you go. Go ahead.
Garden of Wonder. This is awesome.
Mr. Up, everything's good. I got nothing to give you to eat, man.
I love seeing that commercial.
Yeah.
I love seeing it because when you look at it, you can tell there's so much love in it. Here, people say all they want to say. We don't only plant seeds in the ground; we plant it in the lives of others. And
Hmm.
every person that we come in front of, we put a seed in their heart so that they can go out and make a difference in the world.
Hmm.
That's what we're about. We're a team. We work together to change lives, and you can do the same. But not too many people want to step out of their own way. We have learned how to do that.
Hmm.
We have
Yeah.
learned to step out of our own way. So, do you have any last minute words to say, Mr. Fabulous, before we go?
That's my, just respect each other. It don't matter what we look like or where we from. Just respect and love each other, and that's one of the main thing. And plant a seed. You know, one seed could feed the world. So that's one of my main things.
You're right. So, any
Absolutely.
last minute word, Miss Shirley, before we go?
Yeah. Wow. Like fabulous, Mr. Fabulous has rightly put it. You need to plant a seed, be very intentional about impacting positively into someone else's life. The life shouldn't be all about you or your family. Be very intentional each day to put a smile on someone's face and ensure that that smile goes from there to the next person. You never can tell how much you would have done in that person's life. Do all you can from your own space. It's not until you have everything before you can reach out to touch someone special. Be the very best that you can be, and God will definitely take you to the next level. Sign up with this. Thank you.
We all have our differences, and we all touch lives. We all make a difference. Like I always say, each one teach one. I teach you what I learn, and you teach the next person what they learn. And we change lives and make a difference. So, thank you for joining us. And we're looking forward to seeing you next week. Same time, same place, with a new surprising guest. I bet you can't wait to see it. So, I will see you guys soon. Take a look at what JD3 TV have coming.
Imagine you on the big screen. Welcome to JD3 TV.
If you got a show, we want to know about it. We want to know Yeah, we want to know. We want to know about it. We want to know.
When you say yes, you can, there is power.
I wanted you to walk out of here with something and go do something about it.
We want to know. If you got a show or maybe some testimonies, JD3 want to know about it. Everybody got a story to tell. Might as well make a show about it. You never know what people dealing with. Maybe your story can help them through. Inspire them to stay motivated. Like if I can do it, you can do it too. It's entertaining and powerful, not just another network. Subscribe to us and get educated. Maybe learn how to build networks. This platform is where you want to be. Get affiliated and you'll see. All you gotta do is tune in to JD3 TV.
Let's hear your story. See you next time. Ciao.